Hello, dear friends, and welcome back to Great or Bait, the greatest series on YouTube. I genuinely lost count of how many episodes I've done so far. I think this is like 9 or 10. It also doesn't help with the fact that I record like 2 or 3 at once, and then it takes me like a week to edit them. Anyway, that doesn't matter. This one is super fun and special because we get to test the two metas in this game for grip and off-road. Those being SESTO and the CLK GTR, two very incredibly amazing cars. And yeah, I don't really know if anyone requested this, but if you did, here you go. So let's jump into what I think a lot of people want to see first. The CLK, sorry, the SESTO. Oh my god, this car is insane. So here's what I'm gonna do for this this clip, I suppose. Here's my run that you're gonna see on screen, and I got a very respectable 144.2. However, you're also going to see Wes's run later on, where he got a 145, which is just ridiculous. Keep in mind it's the same amount of FPS, but because it wasn't me testing that, I'm going to keep this 144.3 in mind for the actual sheet, which, as you will see at the end, results in a 9 out of 10, which is still incredibly strong, but I still thought you might want to see how an actual insane run looks like. So if you see here, holy crap, these lines are pretty much perfect. I think I lost a lot at this transition here if I compared my run with his side by side, probably this one as well. But he got this incredible run, and I just thought it would be such a waste to not show it. But yeah, this car is definitely incredibly good. A 9 out of 10, even though it would have been a 10 out of 10 if I taken his score into account, but you know. It is a pretty fast car. It has ridiculous top end for how much grip it has, but it's not gonna be like, you know, hypercar level, so 7 out of 10 is, you know, pretty good, respectable. It's also fairly quick. I was told, clip by Travis again, by the way, that it has pretty much the best launch in the game, like getting up to like 50 or 60 miles an hour, which, yeah, I can see that happening. But again, it doesn't have a great top end. It has a great top end for its, you know, level of grip, but, you know. So yeah, 7 out of 10 again. Pretty respectable. Okay. I mean, this was obviously always going to be the quickest car in the game, the fastest, and dude, when I tested this, I just had an absolute fucking shock at how fast this is. And I tested the Bat to the Blade a week earlier, and I kind of always knew this car would be faster than Bat to the Blade. I didn't really know by how much faster because I never got to test both of them maxed out. It is faster by quite a bit, and that car is already a 10 out of 10, so this car is pretty much the same in terms of grip. It just has such a good top end compared to it, which is weird because I just criticized it for not having a good top end, but I guess it has a better top end for this track, I suppose, because as you can see here, I'm not doing more than 200, like 320 or whatever. Yeah, 330 something. That's like 205, 210, 210. The SESTO gets slow after like 260, I suppose. So it's not exactly you know, lacking mid section speed there. Also, I kind of hit the wall there a little bit. You may consider this flagged if I were to do it in Rivals. This is obviously X-Class, but for the sake of this video, I'm still gonna keep it in because it managed a ridiculous time. This is the fastest time I'm ever gonna get on Chihuahua ever. Obviously gonna get a 10 out of 10. If anything, I would have given this an 11, but it's a bit ridiculous. But yeah, and oh my god, this is ridiculous too. So I'm gonna show it on screen, but the world record for this track in S2 is a 54 seconds dead, as you can see here. And obviously this car is X-Class, it will not reach S2, and even if it does, it's not going to be anywhere near as good as it is in this clip. But it got less than a second slower than the S2 world record. Not only that, but I didn't bother to use any extensions, which I know I can for this track. So if I wanted to, I can get a time faster than the world record. in S2, which would be pretty ridiculous for a car without off-road tires, man. This thing is just ridiculous. Ridiculous. It got a 54.8, which lands it a clean 10 out of 10. This is the quickest car for dirt as well, which is just fucking nuts. So that is, if you counted points up, you got 43 out of 50, tying it up with the Diablo and the Noble for the fast. So we have a three-way tie for the best overall cars in the game. And I didn't really think that was gonna happen. No, I didn't even think a two-way tie would happen, let alone a three-way tie. But here it is, and yeah, you can tell. Like I don't think I messed up the grades or whatever. So I mean, they're all gonna get thrown anyway. But let's jump into the second one, the CLK. And I gotta say, before I review how it drifts, it's literally the same as the SESTO, just slightly inferior in literally every aspect, and obviously a bit longer. But that being said, it is still very, very good for drifting. It is so smooth. It has a ridiculously balanced amount of power, and I guess control. It's so smooth. It's one of the best feeling cars I had to drift with so far, and I have to be honest, I did use this for like an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I was even on stream with a few of my friends, and I didn't really mind. It was also like 6 in the morning, but I didn't really mind because this car feels just that good. So what you're gonna see here is the best run that I got, and I believe it's a 144.2, putting it just below the SESTO. I would say SESTO is obviously ever so slightly better, but they're both 9 out of 10. Ridiculously good cars. I love this thing so much. It is also slightly slower than the SESTO in terms of top speed. It managed a 453. I think I can push it for some more, but yeah, I can't really do much about that. So it gets a 6.5 out of 10. I know it might be some harsh, but I don't know, man. That's how the numbers show. It's also slightly slower for the drag section. It accelerates very quick off the line, but after that, the top end is even worse than the SESTO, which, I mean, it's unfortunate. It's still above average, don't get me wrong, but nothing crazy. So yeah, 6.5 out of 10 here as well. It is what it is. It got a 12.7. It did well for grip though. Now, don't get me wrong, it's not going to be anywhere near as OP as SESTO is, but that being said, I believe this is still the 4th fastest car I tested, so it's slower than the AMR Pro. I think the AMR Pro got 38 seconds or something, which is obviously ridiculous, but I think this is indeed quicker than the Neo by 0.2 or something like that, and that's a grip only car. It does nothing else good. This thing does everything good, and it still beat that out. So yeah, it's got a lot of grip. It's really good. I couldn't give it like anywhere below a 9 out of 10, maybe like an 8.5, but it still beat the Neo. So yeah, I think it deserves it. And yeah, finally we have the off-road section, and here's the thing, right? It is slower than than the SESTO. Somehow, man, somehow the SESTO beats it, and without even having the best tires in the game for this. It is ridiculous. It literally blew my mind when I was testing these cars. I thought it would be very close because I knew just how OP SESTO is, even off-road, but I didn't think he would beat it, and by like over a second as well. It's ridiculous. I never imagined. But at the end of the day, this tune that I used is S2. It probably can be like tuned to X class, like completely maxed out, but I decided to just go with the best tune shared. So it's probably very relative, but even still, just because it's obviously better as well, I can't give it less than a 10 out of 10. It's basically the BTTB and SESTO comparison for grip, but off-road here. So yeah, Jesus Christ. There it is. There's the CLK with a 41 out of 50 for an 8.2 out of 10 average. Now, these are two of the strongest cars in the game, and I'm a bit sad to see the CLK be beaten, but it wasn't beaten by much. Like 2 points is really not a lot. But I gotta say, this was definitely the most fun I've had testing these cars, man. Like, oh my god, it was so much fun. Especially CLK for some reason. Like, yes, it was the worst out of the 2 cars, marginally, but it was still so much fun. And I think 2 episodes from now, I'm gonna do another very special one, which is Monster versus F1 GT. Be on the lookout for that one. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. Thank you for watching this far, and I guess I'll see you in the next one.